Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lucy, and this is the first in a series of singular reviews I'll be doing on the music of Thomas Mills, namely his album/EP/non-conforming music delivery system, Chicken/Egg. Weird title for an album, but given the content on offer, it's actually kind of fitting. Chicken/Egg takes the more traditional elements of folk music and combines them with modern recording and mixing techniques such as diverse panning, non-linear track volume separation, and orange inward-facing reverb frequency bias in order to confuse the listener into thinking there's a deep and educated meaning. The album sounds a little bit like 20 minutes of what I can only describe as shitposting in music form. This description really downplays the instrumental offerings here though. The album features Thomas on several traditional instruments such as banjo, guitar, harmonica, what sounds like an accordion. I don't really know instruments that well, so I can't comment. The album focuses on crafting a general experience for the listener as a package, instead of baiting them in with catchy hooks and a toe-tapping single. This approach to the album means that I generally find myself listening all the way through without even noticing. Some of the songs have titles relating to eggs and chickens, although there's not much in oblique slanting lines, and a number of untitled tracks. This naming convention means I've usually got to refer to the track listing to remember which song I'm listening to. There's very little in the way of vocal hooks to offer recall. The songs are diverse enough that I can tell them apart, but they got a way of leading you by not really your hand, but I guess they lead you by your ear through the album in a very gentle way. The progression from track to track feels very natural and not at all forced into place. This results in something that doesn't really wear out its welcome. Coming in at around 20 minutes, it's probably the perfect length. Any longer and I'd be tempted to switch it off, any shorter and I'd probably just look for the highlights. I'm not really sure of the origins of the album, but Thomas Mills seems to downplay the creativity and flow that's at play here. The album is just really weird, but in a good way. Production-wise, there's nothing really for me to complain about until later in the review. One of the elements of Chicken/Egg that I find a little hard to get on board with is the vocals, which are often used in a supplemental fashion to garnish the salad of noises and rhythms. In fact, on multiple listens, I can really only recall a line or two from the entire 20 minutes. They're usually mixed far in the back, and if anything, just add a little bit of nuance and allure to proceedings. But they are front and centre in a few songs, and I didn't really find them as overtly necessary as maybe the rest of the elements which make up the collection. I think Thomas Mills can probably put down a really good vocal hook, but they're really just not here in Chicken/Egg. Based on what I've said so far about the album, you might be surprised to learn that I don't really like it that much. I usually have it on in a passive listening sense when I'm doing something else, like tidying the house or spending too long making blended coffee drinks at just the right temperature for consuming. It's a very strange album, and I've only really heard one album like it. A strange OST to a mobile game called Rivers of Alice, which was composed by Vetusta Morla. The album is a strange little side project in their canon, and it serves more as musical snippets of things that they couldn't quite get working in the studio, which serves the purpose of the OST perfectly. Chicken/Egg gives me these kind of vibes. The album in general is kind of lo-fi in nature, but the mixing is surprisingly competent. It's not really hard to make out individual elements, well, except the vocals. But that seems to be a design choice, so I guess I can't really fault it. It sounds like it was recorded poorly, but with the right mixing it's come together relatively well. I guess that goes to show that good music can be salvaged from subpar sources if enough love, care and attention's put into it. So Chicken/Egg. Worth a listen. If you enjoy strange folk curios, then definitely. It's worth the 20 minutes or so to hear at least once. If you're anything like me, it'll be an album you come back to from time to time just to vibe along to the weirdness.